1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. T-O-M, teachers of Maat. Who am I today? The scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to reemerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I'll spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, sown from words. Sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the pet word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. It's law the scales will represent. A double gift, read present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemes, Corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemes, Corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kemp originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip was slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statements point out all the contradictions. Blatant truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah, co-founded a nation. Dictionary study spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism, wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is cold that. So black, I see through lies. Why they hold that, ocean motions. I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing, knee of speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tehuti is Yah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm Tutankhamun. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tehuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemes, Corona shining. We do our best to do our best. had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. I am learning to compartmentalize what I find with my mentals. I could have been labeled mental voices in my head. If I speak to the wrong one, I'll be diagnosed schizophrenic. Creating pollution, you can't escape from where Captain planned it. Where's Captain Planet? And it's exactly how they planned it. It's insanity, stayed in a state of sanity. But I'm the scribe, keeping record on the record, I break records. This, that, Medu, nature, echo, living, lively, times 3, Trinity. We are not the same, not even similar. Plant the seed, a man receive excellence, adoration, testaments, evaluation, literally. The love is real, yet they be hating. Salutation, I wait to master patience. Acting lackadaisy on your facts, I'm backed by conscious beings. I am free, can't lock the wings in. The diction is firm, call me men. A man 3 in 1, erection, protection, firm. Spitting life into who I speak to like sperm. Creation is a whom I earned. The right to fully see it through. The heart as I rise through. Manu, Akut, lost it when I had to find you. I'm through, times 2, dualism, we will align soon. As I meditate in my room, it becomes a space of pure truth aligned with my eyes. Verbiage is sound for more than the 2 eyes. I can see the veil underneath that other veil. Focus when I am locked in. I don't need a cell. Tell me you don't see the traps. Tower power over enemies, frozen over hell, reversing spells. Fell from the skies, the body is disguised. If you needed a sign, well this is it. I hope you read between the lines, left, right. After the first step, I write what's left in me. This is destiny, keep on moving, especially if you find blockage. No amount of pushback will stop this. This will get cats in stone, they cannot top this. Pyro, fire, bar is my attire. Inspire the ones chosen, the ones open, the ones spoken. From times when life was once spoken. Enchantments, Nessu, double tongue in motion. Give, receive, keep moving and move for keeps. Keep it real, keep the master key. I had to master me. Mirror glass shattered in my dreams. I didn't like the image till I realized I am the image of the image. I'm here for keeps, keep your distance. Social gimmicks, our stories told within the hieroglyphics. Mystics, just keep on living, we're gifted. Our stories told within the hieroglyphics. A language living, just keep on living. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. Yeah, motivate a nation. Stepping out the spaceship, causing a spaceship. Faced with revealing the spells within this matrix from the Masons. But I'm the architect. Best respect, I can architect. Rule your rulership, I hold the heck. Control my thoughts, still move when the game is paused. We speak heck up, this is the best of Medu Nature, bars like Wi-Fi, we're connected. Always on time, frequency and flow. Flow through frequency, I know the power I hold in my throat. Creation, destruction, with every single thing I've spoke. Enter, nectar, Kurt, show your worth. Heal from all the hurt, not a singer, best believe I hold a note. Read between the lines, you're not really lost in that. I hope you find exactly what you are looking for. This is more than words, taught myself to heal myself. I come from the dirt, no time for slacking or bad habits. Sad tactics of bringing mad tragic mental processes that lack passion. Spit fire, black dragon, school of hard knocks, send you backpacking. My eyes, when this appears, it's like magic. The fact is, when it's wartime, we go savage. Shield of armor 720, prevent backstabbing all the fiends of good-hearted beings. They don't suit the role, they lack the fashion. So just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving.
magic of it. This is the whole purpose of actually doing the Menetta class on the Purim Haru, was to get everybody in the mind state of Hikah, because the Purim Haru is a book of Hikah. It's a book of magic. It's a book of immortality, out-of-body experiences. It's a book of several spells. It is all about the other realm and its connection to this realm and how you can merge the two. So I just never allowed the questions of actual ritual or magical practice other than the one-on-one.
You'll see it looks like a sieve. Everybody know what a sieve is?
No.
A sieve is like a strainer. You can pour rice on it and only the water will go through, or you separate. It's like a screen. You pour something on it and it separates things. Thinner aspects can go through the
K. Today's equivalent is a K or a Q. So we have Kes, which is bone, body, skeleton. The inner part of you that actually produces the blood within the bone marrow. So it's flesh and blood, which is bones, which is the Kes. So here, Kes ties in again is homage. Kes. Whether it's spelled like that or spelled like any of the other 20 ways that the beautiful thing with the men. Venus came from, and how Venus associates with an actual shining planet, and how that became the Lucifer of Christianity, which is the Luic cipher, the encircled light, which sometimes can be Venus, and sometimes can be the Kenti was the royal area of the beginnings. That's where the modern day Greek historians say that men came. That when they went and talked to the so-called Ethiopians, they said that that Kemet was an area reestablished.
There is no spoon.
Hotep, peace and love. Can y'all hear me?
Peace, yes.
Hotep, peace and love, everybody. Welcome to another Teachings of Maat Study Guide Sunday. Today's topic is the story of Sinuhe, ancient Egyptian literature reading by the Teachings of Maat. Before I introduce these great brothers on the panel, we will begin as we do every week with our beautiful affirmation. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Anki Ema'at, An Ns, Nintet Oset Ema'at, Min Hapapet Ema'at, Per Inhu Kui, Per Iku. I live for Ma'at. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Ma'at. Every day I advance towards Ma'at. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. Peace and love, everybody. I am the great Atef Rim Ma'at. I am the chairman of the organization and the Techetu, Teachings of Ma'at. I'm a student of the master teacher, the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, and the host of this weekly study guide, Teachings of Ma'at. I'm a true-hearted follower based on truth over ancestral artifacts, over religious opinion, a love of my people unconditionally, dedicated to learning the Metal Netta, and a loyal defender of Ma'at. Next, we have Hinu to the great general Ahati Maat. Ahati Maat was taught under the great Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. He has been a serious student and teacher of Kemetic culture and history for several years. He has written multiple books, including the textbook called Journey of Your Soul series, essays, and articles. Furthermore, he hosts in-person and online classes, weekly podcasts, and periodically creates documentaries. He also has experience in public speaking and academic debating, and he is responsible for the creation of this weekly study guide, Teachings of Maat. Next, we have the great scribe Ani Ptah Aten Tehuti is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, audio producer, engineer, healer, spiritual advisor, consultant, and business creator. He is a master student of the Natiru, a true follower and protector of Ma'at, a scribe of Tehuti and Ma'at. He studies under the master teacher, Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. For the scribe, quality always outweighs quantity. He enjoys observing reality and incorporating these observations into his writings and creations to assist in awakening a dormant DNA and reverse the negative hypnosis. Next, we have the mighty Menkhu Meri Maat, specializes in training, educating youth workers, counselors, educators about arts, culture, and history. He travels the world to experience how people live, and he shares it with everyone who is interested in learning from the research he has witnessed. Menkhu has a master's degree in entertainment and media business and has been working in the music industry and with nonprofit agencies, providing program planning and promoting concerts and community events in the Madison area for over 30 years. During that time, he has facilitated the following innovative after-school programs for Madison School Community Recreation, including Hip Hop 101, Music Production 101, and MP4 music programs for youth. Welcome, everybody, to a beautiful class.
Hotep.
Hotep.
Hotep, everyone. Good brother Menkhu Ara, you have any announcements?
I don't have any announcements. Excited about the October 28th Pathways to Awakening event. Behind the scenes, things are moving in the right direction. Membership is getting information, getting in position to make this historical, legendary event. I'm just, I'm excited. I'm proud of everyone who is doing their part to make this a successful event. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of your beautiful faces and for us to celebrate each other and celebrate our great Saba Tehuti. And that is it. Looking forward to more people signing up, buying their tickets, and vendors signing up, and people signing up for the $250 first place prize in the talent show. So that is my announcement.
All right.
Wow.
Yes, everyone, make sure to get your tickets. Two out to those who have already purchased your tickets. Go ahead and utilize this link here, teachingsofmaat.org/web events. And here I will post the actual clickable link in the chat right now for you all, and it's also in the description box. So go ahead and get your tickets. October 28, 2023. It is going down. So join us.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, brothers. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you brothers again. The last time we met up, I received my official Netter Axe presented by Teachings of Maat, Menkhu Ara Meri Maat. So it's a beautiful thing, man. We whenever we come together, it's all love, and definitely to be in the presence of our great teacher is something like I really can't explain it. It's just it's very, very magical. It's just a very magical experience to be around you great brothers, and definitely to be around the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, as well as everyone that's going to come out. I'm definitely looking forward to meeting everyone in person. I remember the last time I was telling them brothers, I need to make sure y'all not bots. We doing this internet thing. And I need to make sure everybody real, so it's a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. Purchase your tickets, come join us, teachersofmaat.org. We're going to have a beautiful, beautiful celebration. So dua for that. Dua.
Yes, absolutely. To our good brother for your words. Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. Each time we go, each time I go, it's beautiful. So come out, come support the great Saba Tehuti and the teachings of Maat. Okay, so we'll run down a couple. And I want everyone to send the great brother Atefrim Kim Maat, send him some great energy. He's still here with us and he's not 100%. So Hinu to this great brother who could have, most definitely not been here and it would have been perfectly okay. We'll definitely sail the ship. But he said, no, I have to be there. I have to read the affirmation. He has to do that. So Hinu to this great brother for still being here with us. So to our great brother Atefrim Kim Maat for that.
Any a great brother.
All right. For everyone who wants to support the great teachings of Maat, here is our PayPal and our Cash App. The links are also in the description box below. You can utilize your camera on your phone and scan over the code, and you'll be linked directly to us. So we love and we always appreciate and show forth all of our great supporters, those who support us. We need everyone to definitely support us, especially leading up to this event, Pathways to Awakening, and your assistance. To all the great members, all the great people who consistently show support, and we'll show that. So if you appreciate what's being brought forth, send in your support, and we'll show it at the end of the class, and I'll show some of the support that we received throughout the week. Because we also have great supporters who support whether we're live or not. So we will definitely show that as well. So make sure to utilize those links. Our new Maat Wisdom Wednesday class. We had a class, our very first one, this past Wednesday, and it was excellent. It was phenomenal. We went over the teachings of Kagimni, and it was great. It's a very wonderful wisdom literature, what's known as Sebayit. So this is a free class that I am hosting for. The members, the teachings of Maat members, and I want to clarify that is a whole nother separate membership aside from just being in the Discord or just being here live. The membership are those who say, hey, I want to join the teachings of Maat, and we have Hepu in Maat. We have laws of Maat that we all live and that we all live by, and that gets sent to all the members, and you get access to different things that we have. And this is one of the classes, the Maat Wisdom Wednesdays. So Tuah for all the great members who showed up to this class, and Tuah for everyone who also utilized the recording to keep up, to stay with what we're doing, because this we'll be consistently moving forward through this class and going through all the different wisdom literature. So to help guide our ways as we continue to live and exist here on this planet. So Hinu to all the teachings of my members, and let me give a shout out to our latest member right here, Roberto Reyes, Ma'akaru Amun Ray, who says Hinu with the flames. Hinu to you, great brother, for taking that step and becoming an active member of the teachings of Maat. And you will definitely have access to the Wisdom Wednesdays in the Discord group, and you can be a part of our live class now, free of charge, good brother. So Hinu to you. All right, and let's see. Of course, you've seen in the beginning, if you didn't catch the very beginning, Metanetter Mondays. Show this one, Metanetter Monday, mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. Our great Saba Tehuti hosts a Metanetter class every single Monday, and it's packed full of beautiful information. And all you have to do is just email him and say, hey, I want to be a part of the class. And it's a limited spot, so not everyone will be able to make it there live, but all of the recordings are available. And we're on, I think, class 49 now. So it's 49 classes of 3 hour sometimes 4 hours of teachings. Multiply that by 49, and that's more how much of our great Sabbath Tehuti gives us in these teachings in the Meta Monday classes. So make sure you're a part of that, and join our Discord. That's also that link is also in the description box. Join that. This is where our Wisdom Wednesday class information goes. It's where we send all of our information out live to get to everyone. So be a part of that. It's a great community. We have our monthly community meetings free for everyone to just come in publicly and vocalize your thoughts and what you like to see the teachings of Maat bring, or what you appreciate about what we're doing, and all of that great stuff. So make sure to join our Discord. Shout out to all of our people on Rumble as well. We stream simultaneously on Rumble at the same time. So hotep to everyone who's watching this on Rumble. And you can also support us on Rumble through what's called rants. So if you want to support us on Rumble, just send in a rant and show your support for the teachings of Maat. All right, and that's all I'll show right now, because we're going to get into the story of Sinuhe, or Sinuhat, which is actually his actual name in the Meta Netter, going into what's known as the late Egyptian, or into the Coptic, the T that we see on the end of words gets dropped off, so it becomes Sinuhu or Sinuhe, but it's really Sinuhat. And we're going to get into this story here, ancient Egyptian or ancient Kemetic literature. All right. Oh, hey, his great brother Ahati Maat is on the panel. Peace.
Hotep.
There he is. Oh, your mic is muted.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I could barely see who's on the panel because I'm on the phone, but I see the wide smile by my brother Tef. Peace to everybody on the panel. Tef, Ani, and Menkhu, Meri, Maat, and everybody in the chat. Welcome to Roberto Reyes. Congratulations, brother. I'm glad that you took that next step, joining the teachings of Maat. Just gonna give a quick update to everybody. I'm doing fine and well, and I really liked the last podcast that Saba did when he was talking about how our ancestors had an ancient barter system, and how much easier it was to just build all day with our brothers and sisters, without the stress of daily life that this Western society puts us under with monetizing everything. And it's not okay. It's not right. It's pure evil. And it's done for a purpose to keep us away from building virtually all the time together. And it makes it very difficult, but not insurmountable, that we can't defeat that type of mindset that is in a lot of us. It may make us hesitant from joining the teachings of Maat organization. I'm in a situation right now that I don't look at as being difficult or hard. I hear Tef talk about it a lot, where it's based on everybody's life is different. It's based on our individual perspectives. What may be easy to some people is difficult for others. So there's virtually no right or wrong to how we choose to live our life. And no matter what, you have a group of men here on the panel that are here to support you, that are here to grow with you, that are here to rise with you, just like our great ancestor Ra. And we are taught by one of the greatest netters, one of the greatest men that Geb or Seb ever produced, which is Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. And we should take heed to the short break in the matrix that allows our great coups to shine and come forth to be one like we are in this realm of time that we've been given. And I know for myself, I'm so appreciative of this life, of this time in our lives, that we are able to be a shining example to the world that not all blacks, browns, whatever you want to call yourself, melanated, whatever label you're putting on yourself, that not all of us are the same. That there are those of us that are refined, that are, it's okay to call yourself supreme, superior. It's okay to call yourself that because you're learning to be that today. You're in the Medu class learning and living. You're living off a language that is still alive. And it puts change in all of us. It rips out that fear that's inside of you because you're depending on Maat. You know, Menkhu did a lesson last week that was powerful, and it still resonates with me when he says, we got to stop being nice. And I absolutely agree with that. Listen, you can be nice all you want, but it still doesn't accomplish anything. Being nice doesn't accomplish anything. I could be nice all I want. Doesn't mean I'm going to accomplish whatever my goals may be. And a lot of times you can't be nice to accomplish your goals. You can't be. And we have to learn to accept that. The Tamahus are not nice. And they accomplish many of their goals because they're not nice. And we have to accept that. Our ancestors weren't nice at times. Our ancestors fought many wars. If you really get into the history of our nation, we fought many battles. If we were nice, there would be no Kemet. So we just got to do whatever it takes to hang in there with each other. And we're here to support you. There's some people here that I found out that were struggling with their membership. And let me tell you something. If you're on a budget or whatever is going on in your life, just let us know. Talk to any one of us here on the panel, and we'll listen to you and we'll make it happen for you. You don't have to be afraid to come and reach out to any one of us, and we'll make it happen. And one of the people, we made it happen. Well, from what he told me, everything worked out, and that's what we're about here at the Teachers of Maat. We don't care about the rumors with Polite and all the stuff going on. We don't care about anything like that. All we care about is actually achieving something here before we leave the planet that we can leave to the next generations, that they could be proud of, and that they could be proud of themselves, just like we're proud of our ancestry and the great Natiru and the Neteret. So I can't see the chat right now. I don't know who's talking, but I just want to let everybody know I didn't just walk away from Tom. I didn't just disappear. There's things in my life that popped up, and I'm dealing with them now, and that's just the way it is. And I'm here for Saba. I'm here for Ani. I'm here for Menkhu. I'm here for ETH. I'm here for all the new members that are joining. And I'm especially here to defend Maat, defend the teachings of Maat by Saba Tehuti. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. You get the knowledge, and then now you got to defend it, even with your physical life. And you're going to get to a point, if you're really down with this organization, you're going to get to a point where you realize that your physical life is so limiting that the life that your crew exists in while existing here is more enjoyable, and you don't have to be afraid. So now, will I be back on the panel presenting? That I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm smiling because I just don't know. I don't know when that's going to happen, to be honest with you. But I am going to be at the meetup in October, and I'd like to see everybody, especially the members, be there. And anybody else that can come out and join. And if you can't pay whatever the ticket price is, I'm pretty sure Ani will work with you or something. We can make something happen. There's always a way. So I look forward to the story of Sinuhe today. I know this is one of Saba's favorite Nasuts or Par'is. And I'm going to leave the show to you guys on the panel. Peace.
Tap, 2 out for those great words, brother. And I look forward to your teachings again, brother. Just send me your hard drive and I'll go through it and sort it out.
No doubt, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I miss your teachings, brother. So I definitely look forward to the day when I could definitely be a part of your class, because you're definitely a great teacher. So I just want to say that I definitely miss those, my good brother. And I miss you on the panel with us. And I appreciate you coming up here and showing. I appreciate you coming up here and talking to the people and talking to us. You know we love you. And yeah. So too, be safe out there, and everybody be safe. I don't know. I done got something, some type of. I'm not sick. I'm not claiming it. I'm definitely not feeling my best. Yeah, everybody be safe. Practice the hekal and the utterances, and you know, just do your best. That's it. And yeah, I just wanted to share.
I just want to point out one thing real quick. Yes, the etymology of nice means to be foolish. It means to be stupid. So just think about that. Nobody's calling you foolish or stupid if you're nice, but just think about that. The etymology of being nice means to be foolish and stupid. So, but I got to get going, brothers. I love you all, and I miss you, and I look forward to seeing you in October. I look forward to chopping it up with all of you, and we're gonna have a great time. There's going to be a lot of Hanuing. There's going to be a lot of hailing. Saba has some news that he has to reveal to everybody, so it's going to be a great experience. But I just want to give a Henu, Maat, a Makaru, Makaru, Makaru. That is our victory voice. And I will speak to everybody soon. Peace.
Dua, brother. Peace, brother.
Cool. Hotep.
Henu to our great brother Ahati Maat, to our good brother for coming up here and letting everybody hear your tones and see you. So Henu to this great brother. All right, so now yes, we'll get started into the story of Sinuhe. Let's see. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's see here. Of course, got to give a shout out to the great sister Angela Gates, first one in the chat. Peace and love to the chat. Peace. Nicholas Noetic, peace and love. Hotep, everyone. Yes, absolutely. Roberto Reyes, Hotep Meri, Ma'akaru. Absolutely. To our great brother, the good brother Nuru, Hotep Ma'at. Peace to you, good brother. Hope you are well. Stephen E, who says peace and love, family. Hotep Ma'at, Natiru, Nefer Keperet, Ma'at Hotep with the purple hearts. Jody Southwards is in the building. Stephen E says it was a magnificent Ma'at Wisdom Wednesday class. Tua, good brother. Yes, it was great. Big Vapes, who is also in the class. Peace to you, good brother. Eric G, another one of our great active members. Peace to you. And Ma Haru just stepped in the building. Hotep. All right, so let's get started. So before we get started, we're going to be reading from, if you all have this book, you can read along with us, The Literature of Ancient Egypt, an anthology of stories, instructions, stele, autobiographies, and poetry by William Kelly Simpson. This is what we'll be reading out of. But before we get to the actual reading of the stories, I'm gonna give a little context of this. I always love to show the archaeology of where these stories come from and you know, the time period and who we're dealing with. So we actually have a visual representation to go along with the actual story itself. Okay, so let me share my screen here. All right, let's go to present, share screen, window. Peace Amun Min Ra Sut Atum. He puts Hotep, Maat, and Metanetter. Hotep to you. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna show you the two attestations that we have that this story comes from. There are many different actual because you know our great Sapa Tehuti has taught us archaeology, ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. So you know this is what this is, ancestral artifacts. So this is the P. Berlin 10499, 13th dynasty, 1783 to 1640. And this is where part of this story comes from. There's two main papyruses where we get the full actual complete story. And this is one right here. There's a papyrus written on the recto and verso and hieratic script, which hieratic is like the cursive version of the metanetter, and recto and verso, for those of you who may not know what that is, it's the recto would be the front of the papyrus and the verso would be on the back side of the papyrus. So there's two different stories on this papyrus here. The one on the recto is the tale of the eloquent peasant, and on the verso is the tale of Sinuhe. So it says this papyrus is a part of the collection of a papyrus found with a bundle of pins and a chest from a plundered late 13th dynasty tomb under the Ramesseum, apparently belonging to someone like a lector priest. Two of the papyri in the chest are the Egyptian Museum and Papyrus Collection, Berlin, P. Ramesseum A and D, and the rest are in the British Museum. The objects found with the papyri are in the Fitzwilliam Museum, Cambridge, and the Manchester Museum. All right, so here we have P. Berlin 10499. And then here we have some more attestations here. Berlin 3022. This is the biography of Sinuhe, Middle Kingdom Dynasty, 12, circa 1800 BCE, which more directly is around 1860 BCE. Papyrus Thebes, inventory number P3022. So here is the second papyrus that was used to fully translate the tale or the story of Sinuhe, these two here. All right, but there's many more. There's many attestations with this story on it. And here's the third one. Berlin Middle Kingdom Papyrus Haregeh 1 UC 32773. This is late Middle Egyptian Middle Kingdom papyrus fragment, and this was found in a cemetery which is his actual name in Metanetter, and I'll show you here. So we're going to go to the story of Sinuhe by Ronald Bullock, and here we have the transliterated interlinear Metanetter, which is what I love to read in these stories, so we can actually look at the Metanetter itself. And the transliteration interlinear helps you look at the words and look at these words up in the dictionary and see what word it's actually referring to. So this is the beginning of Sinuhe. So he says, I was a retainer who followed his lord, a servant of the king's harem. So he was a servant of the king's harem and of the hereditary princess, great of favors, the king's wife of King Senuseret, which is in the Greek is Sesostris. So they changed Senuseret to Sesostris. But we know, well, if you don't know, the reason why they changed these names is because it takes away the meaning from their original name. So when you look at the actual Metanetter, you see Sin Soret, which means he of Wasret, or a man of Wasret. In Kanum Sut, the king's daughter of King Amenenes, which is again Amenemhat, who is a part EE, in Ka Neferu, So he was a servant of the king's harem of Senuseret, and he was of the king's daughter of Amenemhet's daughter, the possessor of honor, year 30, month 3 of the inundation, day 7, ascendant the netter to the horizon, upper and lower Kemet Nesubiti, Sahotep Ib Ra, which is another name for Amenemhet, as we see here, Amenemez, who they say Amenemez. So it's Amenemhet. The part EEs have 5 different names, and so this is one of his names, and also Amenemhet here. So he flew up to the heaven and was united with, and stopped there. So we're going to look at who Senuseret is, and we're going to look at who Amenemhet is, so we can get a better context of who Sinuhe is, because he worked with the part EEs, and was a servant of the daughters and of the harems and of the Nesubitis, what would be called concubines. So here we're going to look at Amenemhet. So here is his name in the Taurian Kings list, which is used to document and keep with the time period of when certain Nesubitis ruled for or lived for. The dual king right here, Sehotep Ib Ra. He acted as king. And this is the same king's list that goes all the way back, and it shows the first netter that it shows on the king's list is Geb. It shows Geb ruling Set, Maat, Tehuti for 7,726 years. This is the same papyrus that all the netters are on. They use this same papyrus to denote how long a lot of the Nesubitis that we know are actual factual in archaeology. So we use the same papyrus to say, okay, well, here he ruled for 49 years is the same papyrus that we see where Tehuti ruled for 7,726 years. So we got to keep that in mind. So here is the lintel of Amenemhet I in deities, circa 1981 to 1952. And here's this beautiful piece right here that came from out of his Mer, or the pyramid. All right, so here is Nekbet. We have Heru right here. And then here we have Amenemhet with his name in the shin right here. Techeta Ankh Ucha. And it's honorific transposition. So it's Sehotep Ib Ra, which means the piece of the heart of Ra, or the offering of the heart of Ra, the Nefer Netter. So here Amenemhet is a Nefer Netter. Anpu and Uwachit. All right, so here's the image of that great brother here. It's a closer image here. Right here. Lintel of Amenemhet and deities, Middle Kingdom, Dynasty 12, 1981, 1952. Limestone paint, session number 08.200.5. All right, so here's Amenemhet. And as I said, the part EEs have multiple names, up to 5. Some of them didn't live to be able to receive all 5 names, but a lot did. And here's another image of Amenemhet right here with one of his mates. So here we have Amenemhet, which means Amun is in the front, right? Amun is in, within. M with the owl means to be within something, and hot, like in the great brother Ahati's name, hot, which also is the same word for heart, but it means that which is in the front, which is why you see the front end of a lion here. So Amenemhet, Amun is in the front, and then Sehotep Ib Tawi, the one who has appeased the heart of the 2 lands. And this is his Heru name, as we see Heru right here. And here's another Heru name, which is also called the Serek. And so we usually see shins, but this is also denoting that of like a temple, a Serek, that you may also see different part EE's names within. And here is one of his horse names, his Sarek names, Wahem Mesut, which means the one who has repeated births, the one who has repeated births. And then here is his throne name, the name that he received when he was on the throne, Si Hotep Ib Ra, the one who the heart of Ra. Amenemhat, right here. This beautiful brother with his sister holding the Seneb cloth in his hand. And here is his pyramid, his Mer. So here we just get to look at, and that's where this was actually found right here. Was within this. So yes, on the outside it may look like this, but once you go inside, it's a different story. So here's some images of his pyramid or his Mer. All right, so this is Amenemhat, and Amenemhat was the father of Senuseret, or what the Greeks call Sesostris. So if you see the name Sesostris in any of the documentation and any of the stories, just know that that is actually Senuseret the first, and there were 3 Senuserets within this dynasty. So Amenemhat was the first Nesubiti of the 12th dynasty, and Senuseret was his son, and he was the one who gave the throne to his son Senuseret here. So here is the Egyptian Museum Cairo Colossus of King Senuseret I. This beautiful large statue here, right? And with his shin right here on his belt with Sa-Ra. Sin, that's right, Sin Usir, which Usir is, the staff of Set, Usir Et. So that's the reason why we want to know their actual Meta-Netter names, because the name is made up of Meta-Netter words. So when you take Senuseret, you take out Sin, which means the man of something or the son of something, and Usir, power or Worsret, and you just say, hey, Sesostris. So you take that out. So here, when we go to the British Museum here, or excuse me, this is the Met Museum, Accession number 25.6, and here's another seated statue of King Senuseret I, 1961 and 1917. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. Look at the detail in his legs here. It's just phenomenal to look at the architecture and what they were able to do, and the details in which they were able to do it in. It's just absolutely mind-blowing and beautiful. So this is the same one. Here's the side, right? Who is what? The Neferneter. The Neferneter is the word Sin, with the S and the N. Usir, right? Usir Et. So Senuseret, the Neferneter. And here's another one of his names, Mesut Ankh. That's another one of his names as well. Mesut Ankh Neferneter Senuseret. And then here's another one of his names in the shin right here, right? Which is what? Keper Ka Ra. So Keper Ka Ra, and that's what you see on his belt here. It's very hard to see, but you see the Ka symbol here, and Keper Ka Ra. And then here's the back, the Smatawi, the joining of the two lands here. Nesubiti, which is king of Upper and Lower Kemet, the two lands being joined together. And then this is also, you may have seen this image from the Tehuti pod class. This is also a great image, him being represented as Asar. This is Senuseret I with the 2 ankhs to the chest. And then here is his names as well. Senuseret, man of Worsret. It's his birth name, the name he was birthed with. Ankh Mesut, living of births, which is his Hebrew name. And his throne name, Keper Ka Ra. The Ka of the Ra is created. So beautiful. So in front of his pyramids, which he also has pyramids, that's very close to his father, Amenemhat. There was about 100 of these all around the Mer. And we see, of course, the Heru with the crown of Upper and Lower Kemet and his names, Keper Ka-Ra, Mesut Ankh, or Ankh Mesut. Keper Ka-Ra, Ankh Mesut, with him in his position as an Asar. Right, very powerful, very beautiful. Right, and here is his birth name, right? Sin Useret, Ankh Mesut. Okay, so this is on both its inner and outer faces. The stone enclosure wall around the pyramid of Senuseret I at Lisht was decorated with 100 relief panels, 4 of which have been reconstructed here using excavated fragments. The panels represent an image of the world according to ancient Kemetic beliefs. Between the fertile land below and the falcon of the sky above lies the realm of the pharaoh, the Par-Ii, symbolized by the ornate facade of his palace. Each rectangular field above the palace facade contains Senuseret's Horus name, living in births. The 2 panel on the near side of the gallery door also proclaim his throne name, Keper Ka-Ra, the evolution of Ra's life force. The king's birth name, Senuseret, man of the powerful goddess Worseret, is added to his Horus name on the panel closest to the window. Dynasty 12, and this is beautiful. So this is Senuseret. This is Amenemhet, the 2 Par-Iis mentioned here in the story of Sinuhe, who Sinuhe was the servant of Amenemhet's harem, one of his harems, one of his mates, and the daughter as well, or excuse me, of Senuseret and the daughter of Amenemhet. So this is who Sinuhe is. Okay, so I'll stop sharing there. And now we'll get into the story. Okay, and I'm gonna read the first half of the story, and the great brother Menkhu Ara Meri Maat is going to read the second half of the story. Oh, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to begin the story. Put some fire in the chat. Light it up. Let me see some activation going on in the chat room if you're ready to read about Sinuhe. If you appreciated that small presentation I just did prior, to give you some context, if it helped you out, if it helps you to understand more of who Sinuhe is and who we're getting into, let me know. Put some energy in the chat room. All right, Hotep Shannon, Shannon Southard, peace family, Hotep Maat, Tua for being present in the class, great sister. All right, there we go. There we go. We see the flames. All right. Everyone who appreciates, there's the link for the Cash App and the PayPal. Utilize that throughout the reading. Hotep, everyone. Tua, yes. Okay. Everyone's ready. You ready, great brother Menkhu Ara?
I was born ready. Yes, Tua, for that presentation, brother. That was mind blowing. You are something else. Tua, I am ready.
All right. Absolutely. Okay. So let's go. Okay. Go to present, share screen, window. All right, here we go. And once again, this is in the literature of ancient Egypt. This is where we're reading from, the digital version of that. Okay, so let me zoom in, make sure everyone can read this. Oh, it's got the outline here too. Okay, I like that. Okay. Okay, so the story of Sinuhe. Okay, so the story of Sinuhe was once regarded as a more or less factual account of the adventures of an Egyptian courtier copied from an inscription in his tomb. No trace of real Sinuhe, however, has been found through tomb reliefs, statuary, or stelae. The story itself is a literary narrative, given its development, the psychology of the protagonist, the use of the language, and the pictures of the times in Syria and Palestine. Sinuhe is a resourceful man of his time, a prototype of the proper official at a time of rising prosperity in Kemet and its relation abroad. Impelled by some inner force he cannot explain to flee from the court, he makes his own way and recognizes later both the necessity to return to his king and the advantage of a traditional burial and funerary rites. The story begins with the death of the founder of Dynasty 12, Amenemhet I, and the report of his death made to the army headed by his son, the co-regent and successor, Senuseret I. So you all got to see who those are. The treatment of the latter in the story is propagandistic. With the exception of religious texts and various standard formulas, few other compositions are represented in as many copies or partial copies. Two papyri of Dynasty 12 and 13 provide a fairly complete text, which I showed you those as well, the Berlin papyruses. Those are the two papyruses that is speaking about here. In the Ramesside period in Dynasties 19 and 20, master scribes and their students copied the text in school on limestone flakes or ostraca, which I have those as well, but I didn't present those. One of these has virtually the whole text inscribed on both sides of large flake. J.W.B. Barnes, the Ashmolean Ostrakon of Sinuhe, Oxford. The chapter headings are not in the original text. They have been added as an aid in understanding the main divisions of the narrative. And for reference, the standard text is now Roland Koch, Sinuhe. See extensive bibliography under Sinuhe. Okay, so here we go. Now we begin right here on the first line, introduction. The hereditary noble and commander, warden, and district officer of the estates of the sovereign in the lands of the Asiatics. This truly beloved royal acquaintance, the follower Sinuhe, said, I was a follower who followed his lord, a servant of the king's harem and of the hereditary princess, greatest of praise, the wife of King Senuseret and Khnummet Sut, and daughter of King Amenemhet and Ka Neferu, the possessor of an honored state. So here we have death of Amenemhet I and Sinuhe's flight. Year 30, month 3 of Aket, day 7. The god ascended to his horizon. The king of Upper and Lower Kemet, Sahetep-ib-Re. He penetrated the sky, being joined to the sun disk, the god's body being mixed with that of him who made him. The capital was silent, desires were weak, the great double gate was locked. The court was with head upon knee, and the nobles were mourning. Now his majesty had dispatched an expeditionary force to the land of Tejemi, with his eldest son as its leader, the good god, the Neferneter, Senuseret, who is Sahetep-ib-Re. He had been sent to strike the foreign lands and to smite those who were among the Tehenu people. And now he was returning, having brought back captives of the Tehenu people and all kinds of cattle without number. The companions of the palace sent to the western half to inform the king's son of the affairs which had taken place in the council chamber. And when it's speaking about the Tehenu people right here, the Temu and the Tehenu people living to the west of Kemet are Libyan tribes. So we're just talking about Libyan people, the Tehenu people. All right, now we're on line 20. When the messengers found him upon the road and reached him at dusk, he did not delay for a moment. The falcon flew off with his followers without letting his expeditionary force know it. Now they had written to the sons to the king who were in his following in the expeditionary force when it was being read out. To one of them, I was standing by and I heard his voice as he spoke. Being in the vicinity of a conspiracy, my senses were disturbed. My arms spread out and trembling came over every part of me. I took myself off by bounds to find for myself a place of concealment. I placed myself between two shrubs in order to separate the road from its traveler. I went south. I did not plan to reach the capital, for I anticipated riots might occur, and I would not be able to say life after him, the king. I crossed the place called the Two Truths in the vicinity of the Sycamore, and I landed at the island of Seneferu. I waited at the edge of the cultivation. I set forth at daybreak, and I came upon a man standing in the middle of the road. He greeted me respectfully, for he was frightened. When the time of evening meal came, I arrived at the wharf of Nagau. It was with the help of the west wind that I crossed over in a boat without a rudder. I passed by to the east of the quarry, above the mistress of the Red Mountain. That is, the opposite side of the river, beyond the cultivation in the desert, and I gave a path to my feet northward until I touched the walls of the prince, which had been made to check the Asiatics and to crush the sand travelers. I took a crouched position in the brush out of fear that the guard on duty on the walls might see. I went by night, and when day came, I had reached Ptah. I alighted at the island of Kimware. Thirst overcame me, and it hastened me on. I was parched, my throat dry, and I said, "This is the taste of death." But I raised up my heart and gathered together my limbs. I heard the sound of the lowing of cattle, and I looked upon Asiatics. Their Bedouin chef recognized me, a man who had been in Kemet. He gave me water and boiled milk for me, and I went with him to his tribe, and what they did for me was good. One land gave me to another land. I set out for Byblos, near Beirut, and I returned to Kedem. I spent half a year there. It was Amuseneshi. Let's see who Amuseneshi 7, an Egyptianized version of an Amorite, West Semitic name. Okay, it was Amuseneshi who brought me back. He was the chief of upper retinue. He said to me, "You will be well with me, for you will hear the speech of Egypt." He said this for he knew my reputation. He had heard of my intelligence, for the people of Egypt who were there with him bore witness to me. Then he said to me, "Why have you come here? Has anything happened to the capital?" Then I said to him, "The king of upper and lower Kemet, Sehetep Ibre, Senuseret, has proceeded to the horizon, and no one knows what may happen because of this." But then I spoke equivocally. When I returned from an expedition in the land of Chijemu, one announced that to me. My mind vacillated. My heart was not in my body, and it brought me to the ways of flight. But no one accused me. No one spat in my face. No reproach was heard, and my name was not heard in the mouth of the town crier. I do not know what brought me to this land. It was like the plan of a netter. So here we are at the praise of Senuseret the First. He said to me, "How shall that land fare without him, the efficient netter that all of him is throughout the foreign lands, like Sekhmet in a year of pestilence?" I said to him, so that I might answer to him, "To be certain, his son has entered the palace and has taken over the inheritance of his father, Amenemhet. He is a netter indeed without peer. No other came into being before him. He is a master of knowledge, excellent in planning and efficient in commanding, one by whose command one comes forth and goes down. It was he who controlled the foreign lands while his father was in his place, or was in his palace. He reported to him what he, the father, decreed had come to happen. He is a champion who acts with his smitar, which is a weapon, a fighter without anyone like him when he is seen attacking the bowmen and engaging the fray. He is one who bends back the horn and renders hands powerless, so that his enemies cannot muster their ranks. He is vengeful when he cracks skulls, and no one can stand up to him. He steps wide when he annihilates the fugitive. There is no success for the one who shows his back to him. He is adamant at the moment of contact. He comes again and does not show his back. He is stalwart of heart. When he sees a crowd, he does not allow cowardice around him. He is eager when he falls upon the retinue, and he is joyful when he plunders the bow people. As soon as he takes up his shield, he strikes down. He need not repeat the act of killing, for there is no one who can deflect his arrow, nor one who can draw his bow. The bowmen retreat before him as if before the might of the great goddess. He fights on having foreseen the outcome, and he takes no care of the remnants, but he is well favored and very gentle. Through love he takes. His city desires him more than herself, and they rejoice because of him more than for their nectar. Now that he is king, husbands and wives rejoice because of him. While still in the egg, he conquered. His face was set to it from birth. It is he who has enriched those born with him, for he is one whom the nectar has given. How joyful is this land now that he has reigned. He is one to extend borders. And he definitely extended borders. He has vanquished the Southlands, and he will not even have to think about the Northlands, for he was made to smite the Asiatics and crush the Sandcrossers. Write to him and let him know your name. Do not utter sedition against his majesty, for he will do for you that which his father did, and he will not fail to do good to a foreign land which is loyal to him. Very powerful adoration here from Sinuhe to Senuseret. So now we're in Sinuhe in Palestine. All right. And then he said to me, indeed, Kemet is fortunate. Now that she knows that he flourishes, you are here, and you shall be with me, and what I shall do for you will be good. He placed me in front of his children, and he married me to, literally moored me to, his eldest daughter. He allowed me to pick from his country the choicest part of what he owned on his border with another country. It was a wonderful land called Yah. There was cultivated figs in it and grapes and more wine than water. Its honey was abundant and its olive trees numerous. On its trees were all varieties of fruit. There were barley and emmer, and there were no end to all varieties of cattle. That which fell to my lot as a favored one was a great. He set me up as a chief of a tribe of the finest in his land. I obtained rations as daily disbursements and wine as a daily requirement, cooked meat and roasted fowl beside the desert game. They hunted for me, and they set food down before me in addition to the catch of my hunting dogs. They made for me many sweet things with milk and everything cooked. I spent many years while my offspring became strong men, each man managing his own tribe. The messenger who came north and went south to the capital stayed with me, and I made all Kemetiyus stay. I gave water to the thirsty man, and I put the wanderer back on the road. I rescued the man who was robbed. When the Asiatics began to stir and to oppose the authority of the chiefs of the foreign lands, I counseled their marches. This ruler of retinue had me spend many years as an officer of his troops. As to any land which I left, when I had made my attack, it was driven off from its cultivation and wells. I had plundered its cattle and brought back its inhabitants, and their produce was taken. I killed the people in it by my strong arm, my bow, my maneuvers, and my efficient advice. It went well with me in his favor, for he loved me and he recognized my bravery. He placed me at the head of his offspring when he saw my arms grow so strong. All right, so now we're at the combat. Line 110. There came a strong man of retinue to challenge me at my tent. He was a champion without equal, and he had subdued all of it. He said that he would fight with me, for he thought to ruin me. He planned to plunder my cattle at the urging of his tribe. But the chief consulted with me, and I said, I did not know him. I am not a confederate of his that I could stride about in his camp. Had it ever happened that I entered his women's rooms, or have I scaled his walls? It is ill will, for he sees me carrying out your affairs. I am like a bull of a grazing herd in the midst of another herd. The bull of the kind attacks him, but the Kemetian bull prevails against him. Is a subject of love when he acts the master? There is no foreign bowman who is an ally of a delta man. What is it that can join a papyrus plant to a rock? Does a bull wish to fight? then a champion bull will wish to retreat through fear of one who might equal him. Are you, Brother Menkhu, I heard you come off mute. Are you wanting to speak?
No, sorry.
Okay.
You go.
Okay. There is no bowman who is an ally of a delta man. What is it that you can join a papyrus plant to a rock? Does a bull wish to fight? Then a champion bull will wish to retreat through fear of one who might equal him. But if his intention is to fight, let him say what he wants. Is the netter ignorant of what he has ordained, knowing as he does how the matter stands? I spent the night stretching my bow and I shot my arrows. I gave an edge to my dagger and I polished my weapons. When daybreak came, retinue had come. It had urged on its tribes and it had collected the lands of both its halves. It had intended this combat. And here's a great on part 12 right here at the beginning of this, when it spoke right here at the combat, there came a strong man of retinue to challenge me at my tent. Right here, 12, it says the following account of the fight with the champion of retinue has frequently been compared to the David and Goliath duel, for which it may have served as a literary prototype. Right there, it's showing that in the story of Sinuhe, him challenging the strong man of retinue would be the prototype of David and Goliath in the Bible. So that's great to know. He, the strong man, came out to me where I was waiting, and I placed myself near him. Every heart burned for me. Wives and husbands yelled. Every heart ached for me, saying, is there another strong man who could fight against him? His shield, his axe, and his armful of javelins fell to me. After I had escaped his weapons, I made his remaining arrows pass me by, and not one was left over. Then he let out a yell, for he thought to ruin me, and he approached me. I shot him. My arrow fixed in his neck. He shouted and fell upon his nose. I felled him with his own axe. I yelled my war cry over his back. Every Asiatic yelped. I gave praise to Mantu, while his adherents mourned for him. This ruler, Amu Sin in Hishi, took me to his arms, and he kissed me in my clasp. I brought away his possessions. I seized his cattle. What he had thought to do to me, I did to him. I took away what was in his tent. I stripped his camp, and it was abundant for me therein. I became rich in treasure, a great proprietor of cattle. The netter acts in such a way to be merciful to the one whom he had blamed, one whom he led astray to another land. For today his heart is appeased. A fugitive fled because of his situation, but my renown is in the capital. A wanderer wandered through hunger, but I give bread to my neighbor. Through nakedness a man departed from his land, but I have white clothes and fine linen. A man hurried for lack of someone to send, but I have many servants. My house is fine and my dwelling place is wide. The thought of me is in the palace. All right, I'm gonna stop there, and I'm gonna let the great brother share his screen and pick up right here where we left off. Sinuhe wishes to return to Egypt. What do you all think so far of this? of Sinuhe? Sinuhe did not come to play. I'll tell you that right now. I started to reading that. I felt like I was him. So what did you all think of that so far? Let us know what you think about that. All right. Let's see. Primordial Thought 9. Peace to the great moderator. Primordial Thought 9. Who puts the Hinu fist. Hotep to the chat. Peace and love. Peace to you, great brother. Big Vapes put the strong arm. That's a great emoji for what we just read. He strong armed him. He definitely strong armed him, and so that was, yes, triumphant with the 100. Absolutely. All right. So whenever you are ready, great brother Menkhu, you can pick it up.
To Ani, O Neter, whoever you are, who decreed this flight, may you be merciful, and may you set me in the capital. Perhaps you will let me see the place where my desire lives. What can be more important than joining my dead body to the land where I was born? Come help me. May a good solution come to pass. My Neter, give me satisfaction. May he act similarly to better the end of one whom he had made miserable, and be concerned about one whom he had shunted off to live in a foreign land. If today he is merciful and he hearkens to the prayer of a man far off, may he change my region whence I roam the earth for him to the place from which he brought me. May the king of Kemet be merciful to me, and may I live on his bounty. May I greet the mistress of the land who is in his place, in his palace, and may I attend to the errands of her children. My body will be youthful again, for old age has come down on me, and feebleness has hurried upon me. My eyes are heavy and my arms are immobile. My feet fail to proceed, and my senses are exhausted. I am near to passing on. When they shall send me to the cities of eternity, but may I still serve the mistress of all, that she may say something good for me to her children. May she pass eternity above me. Now this report was made to His Majesty, the King of Upper and Lower Kemet, Keperkari, who will be judged right concerning the state in which I was. His Majesty sent to me with provisions of the royal bounty. He rejoiced the heart of this servant, as might be done for a ruler of a foreign land. And the king's children who were in his palace had me hear their messages. The royal edict. Are we stopping there?
No, we'll keep going. Good brother.
Okay. Copy of the decree brought to this servant regarding his being brought back to Kemet. The Horus, life of births. The two ladies' life of births. The king of Upper and Lower Kemet. Keperkari, son of Re, Sinzwersit, living forever. The decree of the king to the follower of Sinuhe. This decree of the king is brought to you to inform you that you have traversed the foreign countries and have come forth from Kedem to Retinue. By your heart's counsels to you, land has given you to land. What have you done that one should act against you? You have not blasphemed that one should reprove your words. You have not spoken in the council of the elders that one should reproach your speech. This idea of yours, it took over your senses. Although there was nothing in my mind against you, this heaven of yours, which is in the palace, she is well, and she flourishes today, as in her former state in the kingship of the land. With her children in the audience hall, you shall pile up the treasures which they give you, and you shall live off their bounty. Come back to Kemet, and you shall see the capital in which you were born. You shall kiss the ground at the great double gate, and you shall associate with the companions. Today, old age has begun for you, and potency has left you. Think about the day of burial, the passing over to an honored state. The night will be appointed for you with oils and poultices from the arms of Teyet, goddess of weaving. A procession will be made for you on the day of interment. The anthropoid sarcophagus, overlaid with gold leaf, the head with kesbet, and the sky above you, as you are placed in the outer coffin and dragged by teams of oxen preceded by singers. The dance of the Mu will be performed at your tomb, and the necessary offerings will be invoked for you. They will slaughter at the entrance of your tomb chapel, your pillars to be set up in limestone as is done for the royal children. You shall not die in a foreign land, and Asiatics will not escort you. You shall not be placed in a ram's skin as they make your grave. All of this is too much for one who has roamed the earth. Take thought for your dead body and return. Sinuhe's reaction and his reply. It was while I was standing in the midst of my tribe that this decree reached me. It was after I had prostrated myself and touched the ground that it was read to me. I spread it out, the dirt over my chest. Then I went about my encampments rejoicing and saying, how could such a thing be done for a servant whose sense laid him astray to the land of the barbarians? Indeed, your benevolence is excellent, O you who have saved me from death. Your Ka will allow me to spend the end of my life with my body in the capital. Copy of the reply to this decree. The servant of the palace, Sinuhe, says, in peace, in peace. This flight which this servant did in his ignorance is well known by your Ka. O good Neter, Lord of the two lands, whom Re loves, and whom Mantu, Lord of the Thieves, favors, as well as Amun, Lord of the thrones of the two lands, Sobek Re, Lord of Semenu, Horus, Hathor, all the gods of Kemet, Atum and his Ennead, Sopdu, Neferbo, Simsaru, Horus the Easterner, the mistress of Yemet, may she enfold your head, the council upon the floodwaters, Menhorus in the midst of the desert lands, Wereret, the mistress of the Punt Nut, Aresis, Re, and the god and the Neter, who are the lords of the beloved land and the island of the great green. They give life and prosperity to your nostrils. They grant you their bounty. They give you eternity without its end and everlastingness without its limit. Fear of you is repeated in the lowlands and in the highlands, for all the sun disks and circles is conquered for you. Such is the prayer of the servant to his Lord, who is rescued from the west. Lord of perception, who perceives the people, may he perceive in the majesty of the palace that this servant was afraid to speak. It is a serious matter to repeat. The great Neter, a likeness of Re, knows the mind of one who has inquired after him of his own accord. For this servant is in the hands of someone who takes thought for him. I am set in his guidance. Your majesty is the conquering Horus. Your arms prevail over all land. May now your majesty command that there be brought Meki and Kidam, Quintawash from out of Kashu, and Minus, those who set your authority over the land of Thekku. They are rulers whose names are worthy and who have been brought up in your love. Not to mention retinue, for it belongs to you even as your hounds. This flight which your servants made, it was not premeditated. It was not in my mind. I did not prepare it. I cannot say what separated me to this country. It was like a dream, as when a Delta man sees himself in Elephantine, Aswan, or a man of the marshlands in Nubia. Yet I was not afraid. No one chased me. I did not hear a word of censor. No one heard my name in the mouth of the town crier, except that my body cringed, my feet scurried, and my senses overwhelmed me with the Neter who decreed this flight. Drawing me on, I was not stubborn before. A man is modest when his homeland is known, for Re has placed the fear of you throughout the land and the dread of you in every foreign land. Whether I am in the capital or in this place, yours is everything which is covered by this horizon. The sun disk rises at your bidding, and the water of the river is drunk if you wish. The air of the heavens is breathed in you if you speak. Now that this servant has been sent, for this servant will hand over his property to his children, whom he has engendered in this place. May your majesty act as he wishes, for one lives by the air which you give. Re, Horus, and Hathor. Love your noble nostrils, which Menkhu, Lord of Thieves, wishes that they live forever. Sinuhe's return. I was allowed to spend a day in yacht to transfer my goods to my children. My eldest son was in charge of my tribe. My tribe and all my possessions were in his hands, as well as all my serfs, my cattle, my fruit, and all my productive trees. This servant proceeded south. I halted at the ways of Horus. The commander in charge of the patrol there sent a message to the capital to give them notice. His Majesty had them send a capable overseer of field laborers of the royal estate, and with him ships laden with presents presence of the royal bounty of the Asiatics, who had come with me to lead me to the ways of Horus. I called each of them by name. Each servant was at his task. I started out and raised sail. Dough was kneaded and strained for beer beside me until I reached the wharf of Ichturi. Sinuhe at the palace. When dawn came, it was morning. I summoned 10 men came and 10 men went to usher me to the palace. I touched my forehead to the ground between the sphinxes. The royal children were standing in the gateway to meet me. The companions who showed me into the pillared court set me on the way to the reception hall. I found His Majesty upon the great throne set in a recess, paneled with fine gold. As I was stretched out on my belly, I lost consciousness in His presence. This nectar addressed me in a friendly way, and I was like a man caught by nightfall. My soul fled and my body shook. My heart was not in my body. I could not tell life from death. His Majesty said to one of these companions, "Lift him up and let him speak to me." And His Majesty said, "See, you have returned. Now that you have roamed the foreign lands, exile has ravaged you. You have grown old. Old age has caught up with you. The burial of your body is no small matter, for now you will not be escorted by the bowmen. Do not creep anymore. You did not speak when your name was called out. You shall not fear punishment." It was with the timorous reply that I answered, "What has my Lord said to me?" If I try to answer, there is no shortcoming on my part toward Neter. It is fear which is in my body, like that which brought to pass the fated flight. I am in your presence. Life belongs to you. May your Majesty do as He wishes. The royal children were then brought in, and His Majesty said to the Queen, "Here is Sinuhe, who has returned as an Asiatic whom the Bedouin have raised." She let out a great cry, and the royal children shouted all together. They said before His Majesty, "It is not really he. O sovereign, my Lord," His Majesty said, "It is he indeed." They brought their minyet necklaces, their rattles, and their sistra with them, and they offered to them to His Majesty, "May your arms reach out to something nice. O enduring King, to the ornaments of the Lady of Heaven, may the Golden One give life to your nostrils, and may the Lady of the Stars be joined to you. The crown of Upper Kemet will go northward, and the crown of Lower Egypt will go southward, that they may unite and come together at the word of your Majesty, and the Cobra Goddess Ujet will be placed on your forehead. As you have kept your subjects from evil, so may Re, Lord of the two lands, be compassionate toward you. Hail to you, and also to the Lady of all. Lay to rest your javelin, set aside your arrow. Give breath to the breathless. Give us this happy reward, this Bedouin chef Semyet, the bowman born in Kemet, It was through fear of you that he took flight, and through dread of you that he left the land. Yet there is no one whose face turns white at the sight of your face. The eye which has seen you will not be afraid. His Majesty said, he shall not fear, he shall not be afraid. He shall be a companion among the nobles and shall be placed in the midst of the courtiers. Proceed to the robbing hall to wait upon him. Sinuhe reinstated. When I came from the robbing hall, the royal children gave me their hands and went through the great double gate. I was assigned to the house of a king's son. Fine things were in it, a cooling room in it. And representations of the horizon. Valuables of the treasury were in it. Vestments of the royal linen were in every apartment, and first grade myrrh of the royal courtiers whom he loves. Every domestic servant was about his prescribed tasks. Years were caused to pass from my body. I was depilated, prescribed. I was depilated, and my hair was combed out. A load was given to the desert, and clothes to the sand dwellers. I was outfitted with fine linen and rubbed with the finest oil. I passed the night of a bed. I gave the sand to those who live on it, and wood oil to those who rub themselves with it. A house of a plantation owner, which had belonged to a companion, was given to me. Many craftsmen were building it, and all its trees were planted anew. Meals were brought from the palace 3 and 4 times a day, in addition to what the royal children gave. There was not a moment of interruption. A aku of stone was built for me in the midst of the aku. The overseers of stone cutters of the aku marked out its ground plan. The draftsmen sketched in it, and the master sculptors carved in it. The overseers of works who were in the necropolis gave it their attention. Care was taken to supply all the equipment which is placed in a tomb chamber. Cost servants were assigned to me, and the funerary estate was settled on me with fields attached at my mooring place, as is done for a companion of the first order. My statue was overlaid with gold leaf, its apron and electrum. It was His Majesty who ordered it to be done. There was no commoner for whom the like had ever been done. So I remained in the favor of the king until the day of mooring came. Its beginning has come to its end, as it has been found in writing. The end.
All right. Yeah, that was hold on, let me post a link in the chat for anyone who wants to come up and give your thoughts on that. That very wonderful story there. Very powerful from beginning to end. Sinuhe. We got some action, and then we got some redemption. Definitely some drama in there. And remember, this story is dates to the 1800 BCEs. So a very ancient story here with Sinuhe. I really enjoyed this, and it's great for us to go over these readings and to be aware of our history, as the great brother Atef Maat says, because it's extremely important. And a lot of the reasons why we know what we know about Kemet comes from the stories, right? Comes from the papyruses, comes from the writings on the walls, the writings on steles, and in these wonderful stories that we documented and kept in pristine enough condition for us to be able to translate them today is just absolutely powerful and is beautiful. Be sure to if you appreciate this video, hit the like button, show some support for us going through and reading and presenting the information prior, and bringing this type of information to you all, because I don't know of any other channel reading doing what we're doing in any capacity. Of course, we're the echo of Saba Tehuti in the Tehuti pod class, in which he is the one who created all of this, and the reason why this even exists is because of the Tehuti pod class. And as far as going in and reading actual literature and reading the maxims and the axioms, I don't see this being done anywhere. I don't know where you can find the reading of the story of Sinuhe and someone showing who Sinuhe is, the papyruses, and who Senuseret is, and who Amenemhet is, and this is very powerful. And yes, there were so many beautiful messages in here. In the royal edict, copy of the decree brought to the servant regarding his being brought back to Kemet. So him actually being brought back to Kemet was within the royal edict. It was an actual decree utilized for that. It shows the position and the power that this brother had, being so close to the Par-Ees. Maharu says, I have to read it over again, multiple messages. Absolutely. To great brother Stephen E, welcome to the panel.
Yes, Tua, welcome. Hotep. Looks frozen.
You can never tell with Stephen E.
I know you can't tell. It's Hecka.
That's his normal sitting stance. He's frozen or not. So I'm sure he'll make his way back to the panel. So I see two people supported so far. Let me see. Here he is. Otep, Stephen E, are you with us? We'll see how, if his connection is gonna work.
Peace. Can I be heard?
Peace, yes.
Yes.
Peace and love, everyone. Yeah, I had to close some windows and stuff to get my connection, but everything's good now.
Everything's good.
All right, good to see you, good brothers. That was a beautiful story you shared. Every time I hear one of these stories, it just takes my mind to all these movies and all these stories I've heard. And obviously, these are some of the oldest stories that we have. And it just like my mind links to these other stories. And I'm just like, they're just stealing these stories, and I never heard these before. So it's wonderful to hear this, and you sharing this, good brothers. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're I agree 1000%. You know, going back and reading these stories, you're like, wow, that sounds very familiar. And to know where these things come from, and to be able to look at the actual papyruses and say, oh wow, these are the prototypes of all of these stories that's making millions of dollars and supplying a lot of people with a lot of wealth, and they don't even have to be creative. All they have to do is just read it and recreate it. You know, so that's an excellent point.
Exactly. So I'm glad our ancestors put this down for us, and we can be able to use these again to pinpoint our histories and our knowledge.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very uplifting, and
yes,
to know what we're a part of, and you know, because you know you're a meta student, you know, you're in the meta class, so you understand that that when it comes to the language, it's not just what it's translated into. It can be translated in multiple different ways, in the way these words utilize themselves. But the metanetter itself is such a deep language that yes, it can tell a story based on something that's may not have a spiritual underlining, but because the metanetter and the way it's created, we know that these looking at this same story in the metanetter can start to tell you a different story as well, depending on, you know, which word that they use for which specific word they wanted, which glyphs they used, and being able to look at their names and break down their names, and it takes it to a whole nother level as well. You know, these stories are just are so deep, and you know, and I love how the great brother Ahati came on and said, you know, we weren't necessarily just nice, and the way that it talked about it in this story is yes, when it's time to grab, I'll take your axe and use it against you. I'll do that. At the same time, I also feed people. I also give what's mine and make it yours. So it's a beautiful system of reciprocity, of you know, protecting what's mine. Don't challenge me, or I'll end up taking what's yours, and now it's mine too. And I love that. That's one thing I loved about Kemet, is, you know, it's we have to protect what's ours, and because it's so sacred and it's so special and so powerful, everyone wants a piece of it, and they have no problem coming and taking it and not giving the originals nothing. You know, they'll just take it and just utilize it, create empires, build countries on top of it, build a whole language on top of it, and a whole system, build a whole religion on top of it, and won't give you no credit, won't give you anything, and say, nah, this is mine. And they don't care. So it's now time for us to take some of that energy as well, and understand that who we are, who we're connected to, who we represent as far as the netter, and you know, and that it's not, you know, it's not just a walk in the field of reeds in a lot of these stories. So The journey to get to that place is a journey of evolution and growth, but on the way to that, even in the Netter Kurt, where it shows consistently showing Ra having to fight a pep continuously every day, having to fight a pep to continue to rise and be given birth again, is, you know, it just goes to show, you know, so it's a great balance.
So true. In the chat, I think it's Evil Wayne says, is there a physical copy of these stories? How does one read them?
Yes, what we just read from was from the literature of ancient Egypt. That's where you'll find a lot of these stories. There's this book, and there's also from Meriam Lithium, ancient Egyptian literature. There's 3 volumes where you'll find a lot of the stories as well. So that's where you can find them in physical book form. Evil Wayne. Okay. All right, let me show the support that came in from our great brothers who showed up. Okay, let's see. I don't think I showed the support at the beginning either, so I'll show that. Okay. All right. First, I want to show the good brother Nito Campbell, who sends $5. The most consistent support on YouTube from the very beginning. To our good brother for your consistency and for your support. To our great brother Nito Campbell. Yeah, you are definitely leading by example and leading with your E. So continue to do that, great brother, and you know, showing leading by example in that regard. So to for your consistency. All right, next we have our latest active member, E-Man Rodriguez Nukpu, who sends 333 for Hetu, Hatep, Henu, Natirus, Maat. It's another excellent, consistent brother who has now taken his dedication to the next level by becoming an active member. So to this good brother. Look forward to meeting you in the physical at the Pathways to Awakening event. For those of you who are not familiar with that, this is the teachings of Maat, Saba Tehuti's Pathways to Awakening celebration in Los Angeles, California. October 28th, 2023. So be sure to get your tickets and come out. So hotep to you, good brother Iman Rodriguez, for your support, and I look forward to building with you. Hotep, good brother. All right, next we have the good brother who's in the chat, Amun Min Ra Sut Atum, with his icon here looking into Ra, or in the direction of Ra as he's going into his Amun state. Amun Min Ra Sut Atum, $18 for gifts. Tua.
I'm gonna have to get some sound effects so I can hold us down as well. So I will be joining. Yo, let's go.
You are the sound effect. Yes, to our good brother. Yeah, hotep to this good brother Amun Min Rasut Atun, who is right here in the pod class with the hands up, thumbs up, and the flames. To our good brother for being here in class and for being a wonderful, consistent supporter. You truly appreciate Maat and Kemet and the Medunetter and the Netter. So Tua for being who you are and representing. You have a very powerful name, and I know you live up to that, to those tones. Those very powerful tones. So hotep to you, good brother. All right, Nicholas Noetic says, just used my last 20 on yesterday's pod class. Otherwise, I would have supported. Really appreciate y'all and would love to join Tom and Medu Wednesday. Well, Metu class is on Monday, and Wednesday is the Wisdom Wednesday class, which we go over the axioms and the maxims and all of the wisdom literature. The Medu class is Monday, where we go where it's more ritual based, and we go into Pert and Heru, what's known as the Book of the Dead, and we learn the Metanetter through that and different ritual practices. So hotep to all of you. Wonderful reading. Tua. All right, excellent. Tua for supporting the Tehuti pod class. Good brother Nicholas Noetic. I know you'll support when you're able to, because you definitely support us through the super chat. So peace to you, good brother. And yes, if you want to see what it takes to become a member, what needs to be done to become a member of TOM, just email me. My email is leadership@teachingsofmaat.org. If our great moderator can put that in the chat room for us, leadership@teachingsofmaat.org, or you can go to teachingsofmaat.org and utilize the section there that allows you to send a message. Just reach out to me, and we can definitely make that happen for you, good brother. So hotep to you, and Tua for your comment. All right, Amun Min Rasa Atun. All right, and for our last support, one of the great active members who is right here on the panel with us, Stephen E. 1331, the palindrome for Hotep, Nefer, Sinu, Henu.
I think something's happening with your sound effects, Ani. We can't hear them, or they're cutting off.
Oh, was it doing that the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why I was saying. That's why I was saying I'm gonna have to back you up, get some sound effects as well.
Oh, okay. All right. I just fixed it. All right. Let me. This is for everyone who sent, everyone who supports. All the great supporters. Tua to you, Stephen E. You're a fantastic supporter. You've been supporting us TOM since we started, and Saba Tehuti and the Metaneta class. Yeah, so Tua, good brother.
Tua to y'all.
Media.
Come join us. teachingsofmaat.org.
You heard of Tef. Come join us. Come join the team. We are consistently growing, and this is when October comes and our great Saba Tehuti makes his announcements, and it's going to be powerful. And it's going to be very beautiful. So those of you who are taking the steps prior to that, you're putting yourselves in positions, and that's what this is about. Figuring out who we are, what position we play, who we want to become, and putting ourselves in the necessary position to become that. And to everyone who's doing that, who's taking advantage of all of the teachings with Sabbath Tehuti and the teachings of Maat. You're not going to get this much information, especially directly from the source, reading from the papyruses, reading from the walls, from the steles. You're just not going to find this nowhere. So, adoration to everyone, Hinu, to everyone who's here with us and walking with us and growing with us, because this is absolutely beautiful. And it's beautiful. All right. Nicholas Noetic says, in Tua'ani, I will send email. Okay, I will look forward to that. All right. So teachingsofmaat.org. Make sure you go to that. Make sure you have that bookmark. That's where you can also purchase your ticket. Teachingsofmaat.org. That's where our Discord is as well. So you can find our Discord here. Click here to join our events, the Pathways to Awakening, right here. Purchase tickets here. The Tehuti pod class, replays of the Tehuti pod class here. Everything is here. Our shop section, where you can purchase the TOM merchandise. All you have to do is message me, contact me, and we can definitely get you a Teachings of Maat shirt sent out to you. And the more I haven't seen someone get a shirt in a while, but whenever we start seeing people who hey, this is what you want, then we can definitely create more designs for you all and bring forth more merchandise for you all to be able to wear. And I also do custom tees as well, custom hoodies as well. So if you have a specific design you want to utilize, or a specific image that you want to use, just reach out to me, and we can make that happen. So just reach out to me, message me, contact me here, email me, leadership@teachingsofmaat.org. Stepping out of the matrix, for all the new people or the newer people who may not be familiar with these ebooks. This is what started the Teachings of Maat. We, just like how we read the story of Sinuhe today. Well, to start off Teachings of Maat, we started reading Stepping Out of the Matrix by Sabbath Tehuti Amenhotep Ra. And we went and read it, and we gave our own classes on different sections of the book. So that's the first 13 episodes of that. So make sure you purchase this ebook here, and Melanin Dark Consciousness here. So purchase these ebooks. Once you download them, they'll get sent directly to you. Metanetter Mondays. This is where you can also watch the promo video here in Sabbath Tehuti's email. You can click this image and click here to email Sabbath Tehuti. So you can do that as well. Join our Metanetter Monday class, our Rumble as well. So we also have these on Rumble. So if they ever come down on YouTube, we also document all of our classes here since we started doing on Rumble. So check out all of our classes. Dispute of a Man with His Ba. This was another reading we did that was fantastic. The Shipwrecked Sailor was another great reading. So we're starting to read these beautiful literatures, and now the story of Sinuhe. And social media. If you have TikTok, you can follow us on TikTok here, Teachings of Maat, our Twitter, Teachings of Maat, and our Discord. So this is tom.org, teachingsofmaat.org. And here's also the audio book of Instructions of Amen and Mope. So if you want to listen to some instruction literature, some very powerful and important Seba'it teachings of Maat, Amen and Mope is one of them. And you can listen to this, and you can actually download this and listen to it. And I also did a class on Amen and Mope, on maybe like the first section of Amen and Mope. I did a class and breakdown of that, and I showed you who he is, what his titles were, the section of Kemet of the Nile Valley in which he lived in. I showed all of that, and you can go back on here on YouTube, Teachings of Maat, and the Instructions of Amen and Mope, and you can find that. So go back and watch that there as well. So of course, becoming a member, just reach out to us, and our newsletter. Enter your email address in here, and you'll be added to our newsletter that we send every single month, or excuse me, every single week, every Sunday. We send our newsletter out. It's beautiful, packed full of information. A lot of we compile a lot of the teachings to show what we taught the week before. The great brother Ahati Maat writes a great synopsis of what we do before, and we add that, and of course support us. So Tua for everyone being here. Tua for everyone who consistently shows support. We didn't see much support this class, but I'm sure that those of you who are here, whenever you're able to this coming up week, I'm sure you'll be able to show some love and support for what we bring through. So Hotep, everyone. Robert Reyes says, I'm gonna get one soon, custom design. I'm gonna send the images. Absolutely. Just you definitely have access to me, great brother. So whenever you're ready for that, just let me know. Okay, great brothers. If you all have any closing words or anything that you'd like to speak about or talk about, Stephen E., if you have anything specific you'd like to talk about, the floor is yours as well. So the floor is yours, great brother.
I just want to say thank you for the wonderful class today. Not many words. I'm a man of very few words at times. So peace and love to everyone in the chat. And thank you for giving attention. Like Ani says, I'm grateful for all you and Saba Tehuti. And peace to the brother Ahati Maat.
Menkhu.
To Ahani for steering the big, powerful ship, the boat today. To you, Stephen Escalar, for Stephen E. for joining us on the panel. Want to send love and light, healing to Atef. We want to send peace, power, prosperity to Ahati. Want to send love to our great, powerful Saba Tehuti and his Naturts. Thank you to the chat for being here tonight. We appreciate your support as we are getting closer to the October 28th event. We appreciate even more support. The more resources we have for the event, the more hecka we could do. So we appreciate your attention. We appreciate your love. And we know that times are hard for some of you, so we appreciate any and everything that you give. To the ancestors for these stories that we read, for the air that we breathe, for the strength that you have bestowed on us, all of the inheritance that you have bestowed on us. These stories are a reflection of our power, our heka, our love. We will prevail. So Makaru to you and your family.
All right. To our great brothers for your tones that you bring forth. Hotep, everyone. Tua for everyone that comes through. Let's see. Primordial Thought 9 says, refresh the Cash App Ani. I refreshed it. I don't see anything. I don't see anything here, great brother. So double check and make sure that it went through. Nuru with the Netter Axis, the Flames. To our great brothers, Nini Ook. Nini Ook to you. This good brother here is doing a lot of work behind the scenes with me and Menkhu. So Hotep to this good brother here. Let me see. Yeah, just double check that. Primordial Thought 9, because I didn't receive a email. All right, make sure if you all want to support me and my music, if you all want to listen to my music, I have a SoundCloud. So you all can definitely go to my SoundCloud, which is SCRIIIBE, soundcloud.com/scribe, and you can listen to my music there. Okay, let's see here. Roberto Reyes, you said you sent another one as well. Let me see. Let's see here. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me check. Okay, let me check some things real quick. I'm gonna play the intro video again with the song "Keep on Moving," and so I can double check something. Let me make sure. Let me check something really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video for you all, so you can jam out real quick. We'll be back very shortly.
Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. I am learning to compartmentalize what I find with my mentals. I could have been labeled mental voices in my head. If I speak to the wrong one, I'll be diagnosed schizophrenic. Creating pollution you can't escape from. We're Captain Planet. Where's Captain Planet? And it's exactly how they planned it. It's insanity, state in a state of sanity. But I'm the scribe, keep a record on the record. I break records. This, that, medu, nature, echo, living, lively, times 3, Trinity. We are not the same, not even simile. Plant the seed, a man receive excellence, adoration, testaments, evaluation, literally. The love is real, yet they be hating. Salutations, I wait to master patience. Acting lackadaisy on your facts, I'm back by conscious beings. I am free, can't lock the wings in. The diction is firm, call me men. A man, 3 in 1, erection, protection, firm. Spitting life into who I speak to like sperm. Creation is aid whom I earn. The right to fully see it through. The heart as I rise through. Manu, Akut, lost it when I had to find you. I'm through, times 2, dualism, we will align soon. As I meditate in my room, it becomes a space of pure truth aligned with my eyes. Verbiage is time for more than the 2 eyes. I can see the veil underneath that other veil. Focus when I am locked in. I don't need a cell. Tell me you don't see the traps. Tower power over enemies, frozen over hell, reversing spells. Fell from the skies, the body is disguised. If you needed a sign, well this is it. I hope you read between the lines, left, right. After the first step, I write what's left in me. This is destiny, keep on moving, especially if you find blockage. No amount of pushback will stop this. This will get cats in stone, they cannot top this. Pyro, fire, Ba is my attire. Inspire the ones chosen, the ones open, the ones spoken. From times when life was once spoken. Enchantments, Nesu, double tongue in motion. Give, receive, keep moving and move for keeps. Keep it real, keep the master key. I had to master me. Mirror glass shattered in my dreams. I didn't like the image. till I realized I am the image of the image. I'm here for keeps, keep your distance. Social gimmicks, our stories told within the hieroglyphics. Mystics, just keep on living, we're gifted. Our stories told within the hieroglyphics. A language living, just keep on living. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep. I had to relearn what a brother is. I had to relearn what a sister is. I had to relearn what a mother is. There is no other him. Watch your mouth, fix your lips. Yeah, motivate a nation. Stepping out the spaceship, causing a spaceship. Faced with revealing the spells within this matrix from the Masons. But I'm the architect. Best respect, I can architect. Rule your rulership, I hold the heck. Control my thoughts, still move when the game is paused. We speak heck up, this is the best of Medu Necha, bars like Wi-Fi, we're connected. Always on time, frequency and flow through frequency. I know the power I hold in my throat. Creation, destruction, with every single thing I've spoke. Enter, netter, Kurt, show your worth. Heal from all the hurt, not a singer, best believe I hold a note. Read between the lines, you're not really lost in that. I hope you find exactly what you are looking for. This is more than words, taught myself to heal myself. I come from the dirt, no time for slacking or bad habits. Sad tactics of bringing mad tragic mental processes that lack passion. Spit fire, black dragon, school of hard knocks, send you backpacking. My eyes, when this appears, it's like magic. The fact is, when it's wartime, we go savage. Shield of armor 720, prevent backstabbing all the fiends of good-hearted beings. They don't suit the role, they lack the fashion. So just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving.
I just caught a line that I really like. The school of hard knock will send you backpacking. Okay. I just caught that. Fire.
Yes, Tua, absolutely. And that's I actually write that way on purpose. So you may catch even more things. No matter you listen to 1,000 times, you'll be like, wow, I didn't even catch that. Because the way the English is set up, it's you can definitely makes words a playground. So yeah, Tua, good brother.
Nini up.
Okay, here we go. All right, I got it. I don't know what Gmail was on some type of lag, or Cash App. Something was lagging, but now I'm getting a slew of emails. Okay. All right, let me show those. Let me show these last two, and then we'll close out. E-Man Rodriguez, Nook Poo 333, my Akaru. Once again, this great brother is just consistent, sends multiple supports throughout the classes. Tua for leading by example in many ways, and your support and becoming an active member. I look forward to seeing you in the Wisdom Wednesday classes, and as I said, seeing you at the Pathways to Awakening. So Tua, good brother, for your support. All right. Next, we have the great moderator, Primordial Thought 9, who sends $10 for y'all already know Hinu Fist. Give you some bombs. To our great brother, Primordial Thought 9, you are great. you are excellent. So I look forward to continuing to build with you, good brother, and meeting you as well at the Pathways to Awakening event. And you're excellent. You're extremely consistent. You bring a very nefed energy to the platform, very pure Ebe. So Tua for everything that you are doing for us as well here at the TOM. All right. So, and then we have one more seen in the Cash App that didn't come through the Gmail, but still able to get it. All right, let me pull this up here. Share screen. Our supporters, our members are, y'all are fantastic. Eric G, that's it, who sent 222 to our good brother for that, for sending that through. All the okay, all the different sounds. Give me your hand clap. 222. We love the frequency of the numbers here. We love the frequencies of the numbers here. So Tua for sending the twos in the Trinity trifecta. Eric G, that's it. Also look forward to meeting you at the Pathways to Awakening event as well, good brother. So Hotep, for everything that you do as well outside of these online classes, for assisting the brothers when needing assistance. So to our great brother for doing that. That goes beyond any type of financial support. So Tua for being there, as well, and for your support that you send in as well. So because we know that without you all showing us support, we would not be having a Pathways to Awaken an event where we're providing the opportunity for you all to come out and meet our great Saba Tehuti and learn from him live and in person. So you all support, no matter how small, no matter how big, is appreciated at the same level. So Hotep, to you, good brother Stephen E, Primordial Thought 9, Eric G, E-Man Rodriguez, Nito Campbell, Amun Men Rasut Atum for supporting and sponsoring the class today. And Uncle Jasaneb Saba Tehuti Hinu from Sister Shannon Southard. Robert Williams, peace to you. Good to see you in the chat. Katasi Mugadia Hotep Maat, peace and love, everyone. Good to see you in the chat as well. Good brother Nicholas Noetic still came through.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna show. This is what it's about. Hotep. Right here. This brother must have put some hecka together real fast.
Yes.
Because here he said just use my last 20, and let's see what 9:15, 9:44. So 30 minutes later, here he is showing support, finding some way to send some support into the class. So let me give you some hands. He said, all I had is only $1. That doesn't, you sent it in, and that's what matters. So if all you had was $1 and you sent that in, well, that's 100% of what you had. So Tua, yes. Nicholas Noetic, Kest to you for still finding a way to support and come through for us, good brother. So Hotep, peace and love, everyone. Those who just came in late, make sure to go back and watch from the beginning. Make sure to show support if you all appreciate what we're bringing forth. Kes means homage to our great brother Menkhu. Roberto Reyes says, Tua to you, Menkhu, for making this event happen. Much appreciated.
Nini up. It's my pleasure to serve my people. Kes to you all.
Absolutely. All right. I know you great brothers gave your closings. So Hotep, everyone, peace and love. Tua for your attention, because without that, this could never exist. This does not exist without your attention. So Tua for that. Tua for everyone who supports. Adoration to everyone who has purchased tickets. Tua to everyone who's just living in Maat. It's so beautiful to see beautiful brothers and sisters following Maat and living and standing and representing on, the truth, the original of all of this. And because of that, we're able to really break through the matrix, as our great Saba Tehuti teaches us, and represent these beautiful tones that we carry. And I always suggest those who are great students of our great Saba Tehuti receive a ren from him. He is who he says he is, and to receive a sound vibration from the Neter Tehuti is there. You can't. There's no words that you can put on that, because you have to show and prove who you are. You have to represent who you say you are, and if he approves of that, if he sees what he sees in you, he will give to you. And we stand forth with those tones and those frequencies. So Menkhu Arab Meri Maat was the first one to receive a ren. When he asked Saba Tehuti for a ren, that gave me the cue. I said, oh well, I got to get one. So I reached out to him as well, because Menkhu reached out, and then Atef was right there and said, oh no, I need a ren too. We got to get rid of these names. We got to attain these rens from the Neter Tehuti. And so it's beautiful. So, and it changes your life. So yes. Those of you who are here, Stephen E, I look forward to you reaching. I don't know if you reached out to him yet to receive a ren from him.
I will soon. I'm searching myself for every flaw first before I fully ask Saba for a new ring, because I want my transformation to be physical and spiritual before I receive my ring. So Tua.
That's beautiful. Tua. I want to say one thing too. I want to add on to Ani's build. When you receive your ring, they have to deal with that. Like they can't. It's different. All I'm saying is different. They have to deal with you on a different level now. They can't play with you. When you receive your ren, it's different. It hit different. So this journey, become powerful, become the light, so that the Tamahu can't play with you. Who I just rhymed and I didn't even try to rhyme. But if you want power, if you want to return to your true identity, this is the steps. This is the pathway to awakening. When you receive your ren, living in Ma'at, trusting in Ma'at, it's different. Everything changes. Change your life so you can live your life. Wake up so you can dream and be powerful. Return to the light so you can blind the Tamahu, so you can deal with the Tamahu, so you can fly, so you can be powerful, so your sound vibration changes, everything changes. So get your ren and live your life. Be free, be powerful, love yourself, invest in yourself. Stop letting the Tamahu control everything. They do not control nothing. We have to break these matrices and return to our true self. Remind yourself. Remind yourself of who you are. Return to who yourself. Become a researcher, so you can be powerful. We're not supposed to be living in defeat and living in fear. No, we're not supposed to be living that way. So, Tua Ani for your build. I just wanted to add on.
Yes, absolutely, Tua. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, Hotep, everyone. Tua for being here in class. Menkhu is always, incorporating the meta-netter, and because English comes from it. So yes, definitely remind yourself of who you are. And I'll keep going and going. So let's get up out of here. The story of the story of Sinuhe, ancient Egyptian literature. Yes, support us, support the TOM. Hotep, everyone, and we'll see you all tomorrow in meta-netter class for those who's there. We'll see you all in the pod class next Friday. Get your tickets, Pathways to Awakening, and Hotep, everyone stay safe and stand on my eye. Hotep.
My eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died, and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming help.
Hold on real quick before we close this out. I definitely want to do this before we close this out. I seen this come in just now. I want to show this and represent this for our great brother, Robert E. Williams, who sent in 2072 for Keep the Tones Coming. Tua to you, good brother Robert E. Another great supporter. I had to stop that to make sure I show this. I seen this come in, so I definitely wanted to show this and give you your adoration. And plus, we get to play back Shed from the beginning. So Tua, great brother Robert E. You are excellent, Tua, and we appreciate you. All right, everyone. Hotep, let's run it back.
Shed. Closed my eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died, and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me, please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads so shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, Fred had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within, I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it, and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis, laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. it's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.